Sometimes it feels like you and your cat are just on completely different wavelengths, right? Well, today, we're going to look at 5 totally normal, everyday things we do that might be sending our feline friends some very mixed signals.
Like, have you ever been in the middle of a perfect petting session and then, bam, out of nowhere, they bite you and run off? Or my personal favorite, you call their name, they make direct eye contact, and then just pointedly walk in the opposite direction. It really can feel like our actions get completely lost in translation.
And the reason for that is actually pretty simple. We're basically playing by 2 totally different social rulebooks. We humans, we're very direct. We use eye contact to show trust. We talk a lot. And we show affection with physical touch, like a hug. But cats? They're living in a much more subtle world of body language, scent marking, and, this is a big one, a deep need for predictability. To really understand them, we have to put on our cat goggles for a minute and see the world from their point of view.
Okay, so let's dive into action number 1. This is something most of us do all the time, probably without even thinking about it, staring directly into our cat's eyes.
For us, looking someone right in the eye is how we connect. It's a sign of trust, of affection. But in the cat world, well, that's a whole different story. A cat has the instincts of both a predator and a prey animal, and for them, a direct, unbroken stare is a threat. It's a challenge. It's what one animal does to another right before confrontation. So while you're thinking, I love you, your cat might be thinking, uh-oh, why are you challenging me?
The great news is, this is a really easy fix. Instead of a hard stare, you can offer what's known as a kitty kiss. First, just look softly in their general direction. No need to lock eyes. Then, very slowly, close your eyes and open them again. That's the famous slow blink. And here's the crucial part. Gently look away afterward. That whole sequence tells them, in their language, I trust you and I am not a threat. Next up, action number 2. This one comes from a place of pure love, but it can be really confusing for a cat. Let's talk about the surprise hug.
You know the feeling. You see your fluffy friend, maybe you've been gone all day, and you just want to scoop them up for a big cuddle. But for a cat, that can feel less like a hug and more like being captured. That feeling of being restrained, of not being able to escape, can instantly trigger their survival instincts. It's not that they don't love you, it's that their brain is screaming danger.
So the key here is to let them be in control of the interaction. Let them come to you first. When they do, go for those gentle rubs on their cheeks and under their chin, right where their happy scent glands are. And just pay close attention to their signals. If their tail starts flicking or their ears turn back, that's cat language for, okay, I'm getting a little overstimulated. Respect their boundaries and you will build so much more trust.
Okay, action number 3. This next one might surprise you, because it's something I think pretty much all of us do constantly. We talk to our cat from across the room without actually looking at them.
Let's really try to see this from the cat's perspective. A voice is calling their name, right? But the person's body and face are completely disengaged. To a cat, that's just weird. It's a disconnect. They're hearing a signal to interact, but they're seeing a signal of complete disinterest. It can feel suspicious, or at the very least, just not worth their attention. And the fix for this is so simple. Studies have actually shown that cats are way more likely to come over and interact when we combine our voice with visual cues. So when you call them, try to make eye contact, using that gentle, slow blink we talked about, and maybe even a soft gesture, like patting your lap. This makes the message totally clear. Hey, I'm talking to you, and I want to connect.
All right, let's move on to an action that we see as totally essential for a clean home, but one that can fundamentally disrupt a cat's entire world: cleaning.
This really gets to the heart of the misunderstanding. You see, for a cat, their world is mapped out by scent. They rub against furniture and doorways not just because it's cute, but to mark their territory and create a sense of security. So when we come in with strong-smelling cleaners, we're basically erasing their map, their sense of belonging, and replacing it with loud, meaningless static.
So the simple adjustment here is to just be mindful of their incredibly sensitive nose, which is something like 14 times stronger than ours. When you can, maybe opt for unscented or lightly scented cleaning products. It's good to remember you're not just wiping down a counter, you're editing their entire sensory environment.
And for our final action, number 5, let's talk about something that's supposed to be fun, but can actually be deeply frustrating for a cat: playtime. See, for a cat, play isn't just a game, it's instinct. And for it to feel satisfying, it needs to follow the entire hunting sequence. That starts with staring and strategizing, moves to the chase, but it absolutely must end with the physical catch and that satisfying kill bite. If that last step is always missing, it can create real frustration and anxiety. So here's how to make playtime truly rewarding. If you use a laser pointer, which is great for exercise, you have to always finish by letting them catch a physical toy. Let them have the win. And for wand toys, if they suddenly stop chasing and just stare intently at the feather, don't give up. That's a key part of the process. They're strategizing their pounce. Keep the game going.
As we wrap up, it's so important to remember that this isn't about being a perfect cat owner. It's completely normal to do these things. The real goal is to just become a better observer.
So the key takeaways are really these. Cats operate on a completely different set of social rules. But by making very small, conscious changes in how we approach them, like using a slow blink instead of a stare or letting them initiate contact, we can build incredible trust. The best way to communicate isn't about being perfect. It's just about watching their response and learning. When you start to understand their world, your bond becomes so much stronger.
So the next time you interact with your cat, just take a moment, pause and observe. Look at their ears, their tail, their posture, and ask yourself, what are they really trying to tell me right now?